Hello, fourth graders. We are working on capitalization this week, and we're going to work through the first couple of exercises today and Monday. By now, you should have read your capitalization page. If you haven't done that, pause the video and then come back after you've read it. But we're going to review a couple of bits of information about capitalization. So you already know by now, you knew coming into fourth grade, you already knew to capitalize the beginning of a sentence and your names. So you were already ahead of the game. But let's take a look at some other things we need to capitalize in sentences. First, capitalize the name of people and places. If your person has a title, that gets capitalized too. Capitalize proper adjectives. Brand names. Okay, if it's a generic name that's just tissue, you wouldn't capitalize that. But the brand of tissue, Kleenex, you would capitalize that. Then you capitalize all the words in titles of books, songs, news articles, things like that, except for prepositions, articles, and conjunctions. And finally, we capitalize the names of races, nationalities, and religions. And you capitalize the days of the weeks and the months of the year. So for exercise 1, capitalization exercise 1, the top part tells us to circle the letters in the sentences below that need to be capitalized. Watch out for those proper adjectives. They're sneaky. So sentence number 1 says, I just got back from a trip to Smoky Mountain National Park. So what do you think we need to capitalize there? Go ahead and do number 1. See if you can do that. Okay. We are going to capitalize the name of the park. So Smoky Mountain National Park. That all needs to be capitalized. If the sentence just said, we just got back from the park, it didn't tell us the specific name of the park, you wouldn't capitalize it. But Smoky Mountains National Park, that's a proper noun, so we need to capitalize it. Number 2, it was a field trip for our Sunday school class at First Baptist Church in Richmond, Virginia. See if you can circle the letters that need to be capitalized. All right, starting out, we need to circle the I in it. That's the beginning of a sentence. It needs to always be capitalized. Sunday, it's the day of the week. First Baptist Church, that's the name of the church. And then the city and state, Richmond, Virginia. Number 3 says, I shared a tent with my buddies, Jared, Lucas, and Mason. What words need to be capitalized there? That's right, the names of the buddies, Jared, Lucas, Mason, all need to be capitalized. Number 4, our teacher, Mr. James Green, showed us how to survive in the wild. What needs to be capitalized there? Go ahead and circle the letters that need to be capitalized. Okay, the beginning of a sentence always needs to be capitalized, so our. And then the name of the teacher, Mr. James Green. Mr. is his title, so we capitalize Mr. and then his first and his last name, James Green. And number 5, it was fun when our group met up with a bunch of guys from a Catholic church group who were also camping. In this sentence, you capitalize the beginning of the sentence, it. And then we capitalize Catholic because it's the name of a religion. And now the bottom part, we're going to find errors in the sentences. This time, there are 7 errors because you guys have learned so much. So, I'll read the whole paragraph and then we'll go sentence by sentence like we always do. One of the boys in our group is of Asian descent. He never used a fishing pole in his life. Mr. Green showed Michael how to hold the pole and what to do. As soon as he put it in the water, Michael's pole dipped strongly. "Michael, pull up your pole," shouted Mr. Green. Michael was amazed when he pulled up a beautiful big fish. So our first sentence, one of the boys in our group is of Asian descent. Asian needs to be capitalized because that's a nationality or a race. So if something needs to be capitalized and it's not, we draw 3 little lines under that letter. Next sentence, he has never used a fishing pole in his life. There is no need for a comma after used, so we're going to take out that comma. Next sentence, Mr. Green showed Michael how to hold the pole and what to do. Green is the man's last name. It needs to be capitalized. As soon as he put it in the water, Michael's pole dipped strongly. Okay, in this sentence, the pole belongs to Michael. We do not have plural form of Michael. We only have one Michael. So we need to show that the pole belongs to Michael. So we need to add in an apostrophe. "Michael, pull up your pole," shouted Mr. Green. Okay, now we can tell that Mr. Green is saying, "Michael, pull up your pole." So we need to, it starts with quotation marks, but we need to put ending quotation marks to show that Mr. Green is finished speaking. And then we put a comma after Michael. Michael was amazed when he pulled up a beautiful big fish. We do not need that comma after was. And now our paragraph looks great. Have a great afternoon.